Hello and welcome. You're watching Don Bosco Media Network. This is Mona Lisa Rumbai bringing to you the news and events in Meghalaya. The headlines for today are 6 to 9 hours of load shedding in the state is due to the letter of credit issued by National Thermal Power Corporation, says Power Minister. Implementation of smart meters in town, boon or a curse. Catholic Archbishop of Shillong Archdiocese, Reverend Victor Lingdor announces the appointment of Father Richard Manbhamajao as Vicar General. Webinar on Women in Leadership, Media and Journalism held in town, NSS Cell Nehu. And now the news in detail. The Chief Executive Member of Khasi Hills Autonomous District Council, T. Khan, today told the ongoing budget session of the council that he was not happy with the work of the council's employee. Speaking to the members of the House, Khan regretted that some of the employees never came to the office except on the salary day. He urged the employee to perform their duty diligently.
But he don't ru kinong tray keren hang ni haka house bani tip lang baro khaj ki don kinong tray ki bam ju wan tray ki ba shushiem tang katulau.
The Chief Executive Member urged the members of the Council to stop distributing the KHADC scheme in the forms of domestic utensils with traditional musical instrument. He said this will further improve the culture of the Nyautrap community. He also suggested the members could also include the traditional dresses as part of the scheme, as this will further the economy of the local people who produce the Khasi products.
Kumbala fan pao do member. But hakabai dai pat bat kajing ajumut ban thiet igini kitar mau ki riam terai ke ini. Ni sung thu ba kalong ka badon ka.
On the other hand, the Chief Executive Member said that any company which is interested to do business in the autonomous areas, they should first get the trading license from the Council's authorities.
Kamut kihap ban thep saya ke tendar dalayok ka kam sa apply ka license. Kani kumbakalong menta kalakta sibun ya ki local contractor gitu. Kalakta sibun ki company gitu ni ki ba they try.
Meghalaya Power Minister James K. Sangma today informed that the state government has to undergo the 6 to 9 hour load shedding due to the letter of credit issued by National Thermal Power Corporation. Talking to the media, Sangma informed that today's meeting chaired by Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma dwelt at length on the power problem in the state and decided to resolve the issue. Sangma also said that he will take up with the Union Power Minister in order to solve the power problem in the state.
A meeting chaired by the Honorable Chief Minister was just held to discuss about the sudden load shedding that MECL has had to impose, and I would like to inform you that this has been necessitated because of certain issues regarding to the letter of credit by for the NTPC, that's the National Thermal Power Corporation of India, and this is something due to which we have MECL has had to go into 6 hours, correct?
6 to 9 hours.
6 to 9 hours of load shedding. So the meeting was chaired by Honorable Chief Minister, and our Honorable Cabinet Ministers also attended this meeting along with the Chief Secretary and officials of the Power Department, and the matter was discussed at length as to what were the reasons why this had to suddenly happen, and what was the way forward to address this issue. So the Power Department briefed the government about the whole issue, and it was decided that I will be, as Power Minister, meeting with Honorable Minister of Power, Government of India, to discuss about this issue, about the difficulties and challenges that we as a state are facing presently, and to make sure that this regulation can be withdrawn by NTPC at the earliest.
The Catholic Archbishop of Shillong Archdiocese, Reverend Victor Lingdaw, today announced the appointments of 3 Catholic priests, including assigning them with new responsibilities to look after the pastoral care of the Archdiocese. Disclosing this at the meeting of clergy held at Archbishop's house in Shillong, Archbishop Victor Lingdaw said that Father Richard Manbha Majau has been appointed as the Vicar General, Father Jimmy Marangar as Chancellor, and Father Taborlang Lingdaw as Financial Administrator of Shillong Archdiocese.
Financial Administrator Father Taborlang Lingdaw and Chancellor Father Jimmy Marangar. Why I thank them for their readiness to shoulder these responsibilities for the good of the Church. I wish.
With normal life at our doorstep, we observe the daily routine of the general public limping back. After 1 year of silence in the schools, once again the classrooms are filled with cheerful laughter and life. Children are really excited to meet their friends and teachers, whereas parents are relieved to see their children's excitement and joy to go back to school. Speaking to Don Bosco Media, Brother Solomon Swear, principal of St. Anthony's Junior School, expresses joy to see children coming back to school and following the protocols and instructions issued by the state government. The school is ready to welcome students back to school on a rational basis of odd and even roll numbers. The teachers express that though online classes could help to some extent, but one-to-one interaction is comparable in the field of teaching and learning process and when it involves young minds.
Then reading those points, 31 points in that notification, which we the schools will have to fulfill, and pay requirement. As soon as we got that one, the first thing is we call for the MC meeting. Then after that we went for the general staff meeting. Then in this general staff meeting we decided how to get the parental consent, and that we made a format which we send to the every parent. I think 90% of the parents got, and they filled it, they choose, because in that format we prepared, I have no objection and I have no this separately, so they just tick. And as we received those almost 1 week, we gave the time for the parent to submit, and we found that many of the parents opted for offline, like that. Then are happy to send the children to school. Some parents did come to me expressing that the children are really feeling bored at home, and strongly they wish to send their children to school, so forgetting about the effect and the danger of this COVID-19. Because I think, I do not know the feeling of parents, but that is a very few parents came and expressed that they prefer to go for offline, I mean to send the children. They have no problem. Both Khasis and non-Khasis. This is the feeling that I got, because both the non-Khasis and the Khasis came to me expressing this willingness to send their children to school. But per government we have to fulfill that we cannot go for fully, that like we have this, for example, the full number of students. So the government gave that idea of odd and even. So we opted for odd and even. Then
actually, what I feel is education should go on. That is the only way, okay? Because the children, especially for them, they are our future. So they need to be educated everywhere. And for that matter, when I say that, children can be educated at home also. So it's not only us teachers who are teaching them every day, who are educating them. Even parents can do that. Even their aunts and uncles and any elder, member of the family or anybody, they can be educated by them too. So I feel, especially during this pandemic, the children are really, they need more to educate more, because they need to know many things about what is going on, as this is going to be included in their history. As we know, it's going to be included in their history, so they need to know more, and since they are living with it nowadays, so I feel not only at school but also at home, as I had said earlier. And I feel my colleagues also are saying the same thing, isn't it, Miss? Yes. Online classes. Yes, we need interaction at school, because I feel what we do at home, online, we cannot interact with the children properly. Not at all.
Yes.
Not at all. So I feel that we should do the interaction at school with a time limit. Of course, they cannot be exposed much, and we also, for that matter.
Cắt bóc Simon.
Sudah komputer dapat yaitu kena mentah sila semua no bala pelita ni ka school tanpa yang mentah tu akan kupur komputer ni ada ka school ke kalau ibiang nomor ba tindai balik man ka semua online tu dan nanti ada ka teman seskoru ka abiang ke asin ha ka supaya ke kat komputer punya ka school te ngaya hak maybe wash their hands and then clean them up. Ask them, give them advice not to, really touch unnecessary things at school. Not to, mainly advice on maintaining the distancing.
The Hnyotap Youth Council HYC on Tuesday expressed surprise at the cost of smart meters that is to be installed by the MEECL in the state, which is 3 times costlier than the price of smart meters implemented in other states of the country. Addressing the media fraternity, the HYC General Secretary Joy Kupar Sindram informed that the organization have submitted a memorandum to the State Power Minister James Sangma, urging him to rethink about the project of supply and installation of smart meters under the Meghalaya Power Distribution Sector Improvement Project funded by the Asian Development Bank as a loan to which MECL or MPDCL has to repay. Sindram further went on to state, since the corporation is already in debt, then why to take loan? And if the loan is sanctioned, then who will pay the loan? Sindram also said that the HYC have prepared pamphlets which will be distributed to the public to spread awareness on the merits and demerits of the said smart meter project, which is to be implemented in the city.
Lano katats. Nila nang ibujo kiwi gijala jongka hapor India kibo penterikan kumaharena UP pada Bihar. Kadon jong kini smart meter kasongdor tang hapor la acar mereka. Tiga kali kemangi kuat banbu lembang ni kecing toy mangi ngala submit hapor Power Minister kolong babale kador jong new smart meter kani gejala jongi long laisha ya kador bo penengkam hakiwe pat gejala. Kata kali ke jingkeli ke balingkong ke jingsai ke balingkong kemangi kuat ban lam ban yok na ke sorkar syab wakil menteri kam yang kani smart meter project.
Looking ahead to the International Women's Day to be celebrated on the 8th of March 2021, the RGNIYD, in collaboration with the NSS Cell Nehu, commemorated the day by holding a webinar via Google Meet on the topic Women in Leadership, Media and Journalism. The resource person at this webinar was none other than Padma Shri Patricia Mukim, social activist, writer, journalist and editor of the Shillong Times. Attending the webinar were NSS volunteers from various colleges and members of the print and electronic media.
Take up leadership positions, as I said earlier. You don't need to be appointed leader by anyone. You have to, by your own actions, be seen as a leader.
With all these things, the gender perspective you brought out, ma'am, gender budgeting, and looking the issues with gender prism, which all these small things, though the session was very brief, we would like to listen from more from you, ma'am. But whatever we could hear today, we and our participants are really beneficial with your interactive session, ma'am. Secondly, I would like to extend our gratefulness to the NSS cell of Northeast Hill University, and especially Madam Dr. Dikresia ji, the coordinator of NSS cell Nehu, and Madam Janet ji, who could not attend the session since they have some other engagement today. But without their cooperation and without their support, the program would not have been successful. And last and not the least, I would like to thank all the participants for their patience listening and their active interaction in the session. I would like to thank all my team and our guru, our leader, Dr. K. Girishanji at the end. Thank you so much.
The Meghalaya State Council of Science, Technology and Environment today felicitated the students of SSLC and HSSLC who passed with flying colors in the Meghalaya Board of School Examination in the subjects of Science and Mathematics. The felicitation program was supported by NCSTC, DST, Government of India and Planning Department of Meghalaya Government. The facilitation program was organized by students who secured the highest marks in the MBOS examinations to mark to observance of the National Science Day 2021. On this occasion, 8 brilliant students of SSLC who secured the highest marks in science and mathematics, 5 students of HSSLC who secured the highest marks in science and mathematics, and 2 students who secured the highest marks in the crash tuition programs in mathematics held at All Saints Cathedral Hall in Shillong were honored on the occasion. The program officer of STE Meghalaya, CP's aim, principal of Shillong College, E. Kharkongor, and special officer of the Directorate of Shillong Education and Literacy, Government of Meghalaya, T.M. Pingrop, spoke on the occasion.
Mathematics, not only in the town, but especially in the rural areas. As I've already said, we find it very difficult to get a good science and mathematics teachers in the rural area, and that is one of the reasons why students from rural areas could never do well in science and mathematics. So the crash course started by Science and Technology Department was welcomed by the Directorate of School Education and Literacy, and we are also very grateful to them that through their initiative, many students, as I've seen today, from the rural areas have come up in science and mathematics, have received awards in science and mathematics.
The BSF troops of Meghalaya Frontier deployed at Muktapur border outpost in West Chanta Hills district have seized 20,000 kgs of dry peas worth 20 lakh rupees when they intercepted 10 Bolero pickups with dry peas. The approximate market value of the seized dry pea is rupees 20 lakhs. Initially, when the Bolero pickup loaded with dry peas were intercepted, the operation party was outnumbered by aggressive villagers from the area who confronted the BSF personnel. The local police was also called for assistance and somehow the crowd was dispersed, but the pickup vehicles managed to escape from the scene. In the meantime, the party was reinforced from the adjacent BSF camps and they pursued the vehicles heading towards Amlaram and again intercepted them at Muktapur Lakra Road junction. Within a short span of time, again the villagers gathered there and started pelting stones, empty bottles on BSF personnel. Despite adverse conditions, BSF troops kept patience and to prevent the situation going out of control, they resorted to firing off one round of PAG, non-lethal weapon, in air. The whole episode was very much handled by the BSF troops and despite being aggressively attacked by migrants, they calmly handled the situation. The smuggling of dry pea from Bangladesh to India is prevalent in the area, as in the past 2 months, BSF Meghalaya has apprehended 8 smugglers along with 3,33,992 kg of dry pea with 34 vehicles amounting to rupees approximately 3 crores. Shri Harip Singh, IG Meghalaya Frontier, said that BSF is making all our effort by putting in the resources to curb the smuggling along the India-Bangladesh border, and this menace of smuggling required to be tackled collectively by the concerned government agencies. So viewers, that is all we have for you today. Until we meet again, thank you for watching.